When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin vs. the World. I'm SeptumSin. I'm here with Kotobuki Jake.
Hey.
We're here to let you know what's coming out to a movie store near you. So take a look right now.
Sun fading, sky gazing, stars are the jewels of the night, hidden behind a horizon, into the moonlight, into the moonlight. We were chosen, hearts are frozen. We were chosen, hearts are frozen. In once upon a time, and fate was on the globe. We were dreamers, free and fearless. The world beneath us, we take flight. Starlight, star bright, you are the first star I see tonight. Starlight, star bright, shine so high you light up the night. Sun fading, sky gazing, stars are the jewels of the night, hidden behind a horizon, into the moonlight.
Now, if you can find a movie store.
Some good stuff on there, isn't there?
Actually, it's kind of funny. I was looking over where the old movie stop used to be.
Yeah.
They're putting a GameStop in there. Yeah. I know.
Really? Is GameStop really that much more successful, or?
I don't know. I think they're dying off. I'm sure they're
don't
closing
know.
one down. I mean, there's already two in that area, so I don't know why they need a.
I don't know. That's a shame. Movie Stop was awesome, even after they got bought out by whatever their name was.
Well, we have a pretty good collection of stuff coming out
Yeah,
this week.
yeah.
So I guess go ahead and get started off. You got
All right. Well, arguably the biggest new release, new release is Marvel's new Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp was a really fun movie. If you've never seen the first one, it was probably just about the most fun thing they had done, except arguably Guardians of the Galaxy, at least until Thor Ragnarok came along, because that one is awesome. But Ant-Man and the Wasp gets the exact spirit of the original. It's really good. Evangeline Lilly, who plays the Wasp, is a lot more fun this time around. She was very gloomy in the first movie, and her personality shift takes a little bit of getting used to, but you could maybe write it off to before she was kind of in everyone's shadow, and now she gets to be on her own, and I don't know, maybe that's it. Michael Douglas is the same as before. He's an excellent Hank Pym, but he's very dour and gloom.
Yeah, well.
And then, of course, Paul Rudd is perfect as Scott Lang. And Michelle Pfeiffer shows up, and she does a fine job with the role. And Michael Pena as Lewis is just fun. He's fun. And the movie continues to... The Ant-Man movies have been some of the better ones for using found music. They're not Guardians level, but they're pretty good. So overall, it's a really good movie. And for those Marvel collector fanatics like us, this is your chance to snap it up right away. If you're like him, or if you're like me and you got a budget, it's your chance to say, I'll get that soon.
I'll probably do like I've done with all the Marvel movies almost, and wait for it to come down on Disney Movie Club. And then I'll get it 50 to 60% off. Which is what I usually do. I'll probably make a nice purchase around that time of year. Maybe finish up Once Upon a Time. Get that DuckTales set form.
I'm tempted by that. Of course, I still need to get one. No, I think I have one. 2 and 3. I still need to get some of them. Okay.
So, I've got one that's a sequel. I have yet to see it. Just like Ant-Man and the Wasp, I was not lucky enough to get out to theaters for it. I am jealous of that. One that I'm sure you're not jealous that you didn't get to see, and one that I didn't get to see but am sad that I did not, is Unfriended Dark Web. Now, the original Unfriended was a found footage film, but it was done with a fairly unique take. It was a found footage film taking place in an online Skype chat, essentially. You would think a haunted Skype chat would not make for a very scary film, but they did a really good job of taking that info and throwing it out to us in a scary manner. Dark Web looks like it might be very similar to another film that that I'd watched a while back, which I can't remember the name of, but it involved a lot of creepy stuff going on in the dark web. People eventually being kidnapped, sold into slavery, these types of things. And I'm wondering if it might be related to that, or if it's going to maintain that same supernatural bent.
Was that one, was it called White Noise or whatever it was?
No.
Oh.
This is, gosh, I don't think you would have heard of this one even, because it's an indie horror film. It doesn't, you're good with indie films, but you don't tend to tread in that circle.
Not generally. Now, I am curious, though. The idea of a haunted Skype
A haunted scamp.
A haunted scamp, indeed. Sounds like it could be interesting, but is it the same audio-visual quality one would expect from a Skype chat? Because that would be a turnoff, I think, in a lot of ways.
They actually try and keep it to look like one with slight, the slight mess up of the screen.
Right.
But,
Would it be like Skype with people who actually have good computers and good internet connections?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's computers back at the time where that came out worked quite as well.
Okay.
I don't know. But I'll probably take a quick glance at my interwebs and come up with that movie, but I'll tell you in the next one while you're talking about the next release.
Okay. Well, while we're talking about new releases, this next one is more middle of the road in terms of priority, but it is arguably a moderately high priority. This summer was notable for the release of 3 very acclaimed and very successful biodocs, documentaries about an individual. Probably the most successful by far was Won't You Be My Neighbor, but RBG about Ruth Bader Ginsburg was also popular. And the third in the triptych is coming out this week, and it's called Whitney, and of course it's about Whitney Houston. Yeah. And it supposedly is a pretty good doc, and if nothing else, like I said, it made a splash when it came out. So it's on my list. I'm looking forward to it. The library has added both RBG and Whitney to the collection, but so far I can't place holds because not enough people have realized they're there. But soon. But that will be, if you are interested in biodocs, that will be one to check out.
I need to check out some of these, especially the RGB one, because I really do want to see it.
Right.
The Den is the movie that I was thinking about, and you can see that one on Netflix now.
Was that a horror spoof of The Room?
Actually, it's a fairly disturbing and creepy horror film. It's not scary necessarily, but it does have an air of helplessness, which does lead you to feel that extra urgency when it comes to horror. Well, speaking of horror, we're going to talk about a re-release of a movie that I go, why? And that is from Saturday Night Live, It's Pat.
Their most beloved character ever.
So, I looked at this and I saw the original movie. I'm ashamed. Though I wasn't quite as insulted as Bubble Boy. I'm sure in this day and age with gender fluidity and all of that stuff, It's Pat is just perfect to come out and insult everybody. Back in the days where it wasn't quite and there you didn't have all of the terms, it wouldn't be seen as that. So people who are from this upcoming generation, if you for some ungodly reason want to look at It's Pat, keep in mind the time period this was released.
What was it, late 80s?
I think it was 90s.
Was it?
It's,
I don't know. I never did see
I don't
the
even
movie.
care enough about it to look it up. It kind of just it's a disturbing piece in and of itself. The whole comedy concept is the person is so androgynous they don't know whether it's a man or a woman, and in this day and age it's not that's actually looked at as an insult to say, are you a man or a woman, when it could be that you don't want to identify as either. So this would be very insulting to a lot of current. But
What's up, Cleese?
but that's what you get. I don't know why, but I'm sure there's an audience for it.
Yeah, and there are a lot of re-releases this week, so, that's hardly the only one. Most of the ones we took note of are better.
Yeah.
And now I've never seen It's Pat, but
I just wanted to put that in that segue because the one I had lined up wouldn't have fit the segue.
I have some really good re-releases, and he's got a couple listed as well. One that I really wanted to put a pre-order in for, I did not, but I really wanted to, and I'm going to be looking for this to go on sale on Black Friday. Batman the Animated Series has gotten a re-release, and they've got a really cool limited edition box set that comes with Pops.
Yeah, saying Pops is appropriate.
It's what? Harley and Joker and
Batman, I
believe. And it just looks like a cool set, but it's also notable that this is a Blu-ray upgrade.
Yeah.
And I do have the old Warner Brothers DVD sets. I could definitely go for a Blu-ray upgrade of this series. It is a phenomenal series. It is worth getting. And I hope they put the episodes in order this time. I hope they did. I'm not holding my breath, but I hope they did. But this does look like a cool set. And if you don't have this series, what is keeping you? But this is like huge part of my late childhood, but definitely a huge part of my... but it still holds up even today. For the longest time, this was how I identified Batman. And the characters... I had seen the Tim Burton movie that influenced the way I looked at Batman and Alfred and the Joker, but I rejected Tim Burton's version of Penguin. Just rejected it. I love the version for the animated series. But just, and not only that, the opening theme is just one of the best the opening sequence is one of the best opening sequences. I believe I read that they had used that as a pilot to pitch the series. They went ahead and animated that opening sequence and scored it, and they used that as the pitch for the series. So that's hopefully this limited edition will have little stuff like that as like background info added as well. But that is a big one, and for collectors, that's like a must get. Yeah.
So, next up on the list, speaking of re-releases, there is a re-release of City Slickers on Blu-ray. Has it already been released on Blu-ray?
I couldn't say.
I mean, it's an Oscar winner.
Yeah.
And it was a fun comedy.
Yeah.
I was not one who considered it like the great, like really one of the greats, but it's a really fun comedy. I enjoyed this one. I enjoyed the second one. I mean, it's a simple one about some city people, city slickers,
Yes.
who are going and experiencing cowboy life.
New York City.
You know, the concept of just paying so that you can drive cattle, that is such a upper middle class deal. But still very fun, very entertaining, good cast.
Billy Crystal's really good at playing the fish out of water character, and I think Jack Palance plays the rain. What do you call him? Cowboy.
Yeah.
That it runs the, and he was the one that won the Oscar.
And he passed.
Yeah, he
which
did.
Sad.
Yeah. The I didn't get a chance to see what's special about this re-release, but again, if you don't have it, it is a classic.
It's a shout release, which just shows that it's probably got some decent special features.
It's probably not bad.
And that reminds me, I gotta get you that shout release for this week's film.
Oh yeah.
Which, by the way, tonight you will be, if you tune in to Inside Movies Galore, you will be given the treat of Pumpkinhead.
I can hardly wait.
I know. We just watched it this weekend.
You know, we all voted on all the stuff we were going to do this month, and I didn't really manage to get any of them into the end zone. But so I'm along for the ride. But I'm curious about it. I know was it Dustin that really loved that one?
Yeah, he really wanted that one.
Yeah.
Me, I only got one that I was like really interested in, but it's all right.
I am 100% on board with doing Halloween for the final one. That's a good choice. So another big re-release this week. On the one hand, I'm a little annoyed because this scuttles my interest in pushing this for a Criterion release. This film needs a Criterion release, but it keeps getting really nice special editions, and this one takes the cake. The Big Lebowski is getting a 4K upgrade this week, and to celebrate, they've got a really cool limited edition set. It's like, it comes with so much swag, it's just crazy. It's oh man, if you really want to go all out, this is a good way to do it. Since I don't have a 4K player, I'm not going to bother with 4K for the time being. But I don't think this set is available on Blu-ray, is it?
I don't know. Well, usually
4K.
I think the 4K and it comes with 4K editions come with a Blu-ray copy as well.
Okay, kind of like the Blu-ray DVD thing.
Yeah, so you should check that out.
I'll look into it. I'll see what kind of bonus features they're running. I'm almost willing to wait and get the Big Lebowski when Criterion finally puts it out. I do have a DVD copy that works fine as a placeholder. Yeah. It is a classic film. It is not for everybody. The plot... Well, what plot? And there is a lot of cursing and some adult situations, so it's not a family film. But for those who love it, it is a classic, and I just absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite Coen Brothers films. It's probably not their best film, but it's one of my favorites. And this set looks cool, and whoever gets it, I will be mildly envious of anyone that has this set because it looks fun.
So, speaking of upgrades, again, and I think shout upgrades, Mallrats is coming to Blu-ray. I always considered Mallrats...
I could swear that one had a Blu-ray release.
It probably
But it probably wasn't this good,
And Shout Factory does an excellent job of doing the upgrades for their stuff. I usually can guarantee that they have cleaned it up. They have put some love into it. They put some love into special features. You got a Shout Factory release, you're pretty well off. To me, I always considered Mallrats the one that everybody just kind of forgets when it comes to Kevin Smith's films. Not like some of the ones that people want to forget, like Jersey Girl. Or,
Hey, I like Jersey Girl.
Well, you see, you're in the minority, unfortunately.
I know.
Then there's other ones like, let's see here, the Walrus one, Tusk. People kind of want to forget a lot of his, matter of fact, Yoga Hosers. So,
I haven't even seen those two.
But this one was more kind of, not because it was bad, but just because people were just like, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, in a lot of ways, it was a more polished Clerks.
Yeah.
I mean, he was retreading a lot of the same ground, but it was more polished, and it did have some great moments.
Oh,
and
I loved it. To me, it still has a special place in my heart. I'm waiting for a Kevin Smith Blu-ray box set, which, who knows, maybe one day it will come out. With all of them, including Clerks, the animated series.
Well, maybe this one will get a Criterion release one day.
Well, I mean, there's one word I can think of when I think of Kevin Smith. Well, actually, 2, 3. Anyway. Is it safe?
It's safe. It's very safe.
Okay.
But with that being said, I am glad to see it's out. Like I say, I'm hoping for maybe eventually a Blu-ray collection. That would be really good. I wouldn't mind upgrading my stuff to Blu-ray. I think that some of the stuff does warrant a big old release. And I'll be curious how Clerks 3 is going to look.
Yeah.
And Jay and Silent Bob the movie too.
Yeah. There's still a few pieces of the Kevin Smith collection I need to get.
He's kind of fallen short.
I do have Mallrats, but again, I'm trying to condense. And this is one that I have on DVD. I'd like to get it on Blu-ray to condense. City Slickers I have on DVD. I'd like to get it on Blu-ray. Big Lebowski, all of them. And I will also just throw out there, because I got to talk about this, because I want everyone to know that this is going to be a thing. Big Lebowski is one of the top examples I give of why we need the Oscar for use of music in film. Because they did. The part where the dude gets slipped a Mickey and has a drug-fueled paranoid nightmare set to Kenny Rogers in the first edition, you don't get better than that. Yeah. So, at any rate, this week was light on the anime, and even lighter on the important anime, and one of them appears to be a duplicate. Apparently Orange got another release. I don't know if they reprinted it or something, but 2 notable collections, condensations, come out this week. Really notable ones. And I guess I'll go ahead and do these as one, because you got one left, right?
Yeah.
Okay. One is Mamoru Hosoda, just in time for Mirai of the Future, which is coming out in theaters a month and a half from now.
Yeah.
They're re-releasing his 4 feature releases: The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Summer Wars, Wolf Children, and Boy and the Beast, in a single box set collection. If you've never seen any of his films, they're flippin' awesome.
That'll be a great way to get in there.
It's a great way to get them. I still need to get Wolf Children, and I'm very annoyed that I don't have it. But for some reason, I set a hard $15 max on that one, and it's been hard to get for less. And I will never get rid of my copy of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. I have the Bandai Blu-ray release that got so expensive. And it's still expensive, even though it's in print now with Funimation. So I'm keeping that one. But I wouldn't mind a 4-film collection to condense a little bit.
If they condense it. It looked rather thick.
It looked kind of thick, but 4 films still. It's going to be a little bit. But the other one is the only one I'm covering other than Whitney that I don't have yet. No, I don't have Ant-Man and the Wasp. Never mind. But I really, 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 really want to see Snow White with the red hair. I've heard so much good stuff about it. I held off getting it, but now Funimation is putting the whole thing together. Both seasons, complete collection release. This will be the way I'll have to get it. If it goes on sale this holiday season, I will get it. So that I'm excited about. Yeah.
Well, looking at it, this is the season. Maybe the season of the witch.
Ooh.
Hint, hint. As we probably discussed earlier on, Halloween has been coming out on Steelbook. If I did not have my nice set, which I will not trot out again, just, because that's just taunting you guys.
You can do it next week.
That set is awesome. Now, to me, I've already got my perfect set, but for the rest of you, if you do not have that, this is your opportunity to pick up all the Halloween movies on Steelbook. I don't know if they're coming out with all of them, but they've got the first 3 because 2 and 3 are coming out, and that's going to be awesome. I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of the Halloween franchise as many people are, but the third movie I have a special fondness for, especially with the whole commercial, Silver Shamrock. That's you'll have to see it and see it, understand it. But maybe if I can find a clip, I'll play it here. And if
Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, 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 happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
if I didn't find a clip, I just look silly there for a moment. Any case, it is one that I really did like, and it is sad because Halloween was supposed to be an anthology series. I don't know if you know that. But the original idea was the first two were supposed to deal with Michael Myers. That was supposed to be the end of the Michael Myers story. Yeah. Then after that, every Halloween, it would be a new movie with a new concept each time.
Huh.
It was a great idea, but the problem was they did 2 Michael Myers movies, so people were expecting, like with Jason, with, well, maybe not Freddy, but, well, in any case, let these icons just keep coming back again and again and again. And so when Halloween 4 came out, they gave them what they wanted. That's the end of my rant.
So do you think with the reboot of the series that's what they're going for this time around, or do you?
I don't know. I need to see it. It looks like it's going to be really cool. I think it's just going to be a reboot for Michael Myers.
Probably.
I mean, that's his thing. I would love to see it to be the original intent of each one being its own thing. And then when you finally get them all together, you just got this really excellent Halloween anthology, and you put like a minor connection through each one of them throughout. It would be really cool.
So maybe they should just go with a different title and start it, All Hallows Eve or something, and just do a series with that,
Maybe.
All right.
Well, I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
As far as we're concerned, if you disagree, there are more things to choose from this week.
There was one thing, I don't know, did we cover Saved by the Bell's re-release?
Is that coming out this week?
There is. It's coming out this week, I believe.
I did not know that.
Shout Factory is doing a set.
Or I ignored it, I don't know.
Well, it wasn't on the main things, and it's you can't find it on Amazon. It's only on Shout Factory so far.
Oh.
It's got all of the series. It's only DVD from what I've seen on there. It's got all of the series. It's got the college years, and it's got the original pilot series. So for you Saved by the Bell fans, come on over to Shout Factory.
Does it have a bonus Zach Morris's trash disc?
That'd be kind of cool. I wish I could say that they did. But I thought about I should mention that.
Okay.
Any case, I guess leave us a comment if there's anything we missed, like the Saved by the Bell collection.
Right.
Is there something that you're looking forward to picking up? And of course, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And we will see you on the next one.
Goodbye.